And what I'm going to do, one of the first acts, and this is where I need an Elon Musk. I need somebody that has a lot of strength and courage and smarts. I want to close up Department of Education.
When people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes, absolutely. A person.
I think I want you to understand, people. The least educated part of the country by numbers, according to Time Magazine. Fewest high school graduates. It's in the South. Hands down, not even close. Southern states. What also correlates with the southern states is poverty. And for the purpose of this video, HBCUs. Now, Mr. Trump wants to close the Department of Education. What does the Department of Education have to do with anything over here? Well, when you have policies fighting CRT and DEI and all this other BS that don't really attempt to affect education, that plays a role. But also, Department of Education, they're the ones that hand out FAFSAs. They're the ones that hand out those student Pell Grants. So by closing the wonderful Department of Education, you're no longer going to have Pell Grants, or FAFSAs, if you will. What does that have to do with this channel? Well, we have to ask. More than 75% of students at HBCUs rely on Pell Grants. 13% rely on what's called a PLUS loan to meet the college expense. Now, we'll give credit to Governor Gavin Newsom in California signing Bill 1400, which provides a one-time grant up to $5,000 to community college students in California to transfer to HBCUs. But that will have no effect if the kids can't get the rest of the money via Pell Grants. In fact, just to let you know how much HBCUs are needed. While only about 17% of all Black undergrad students attend an HBCU, more than 28% of all African Americans who receive a bachelor's degree get them from HBCU. Once again, for the people in the back, with only 17% of people who enroll at HBCU, 28% of the Black bachelor's degrees are from HBCUs. So kids stick it out more at HBCU than any other school. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not just HBCUs. Students of color are more likely to get Pell Grants, with nearly 60% Black students, roughly half of American Indian/Alaska Native, and Hispanic students receive a grant each year, compared to only 1/3 white students. And that goes back to yesterday's video. Reason why it's only 1/3 of white students, because there's a thing called redlining. Yeah, it's all coming back to you. $212,000 taken from African American families from that time period. $212,000 of generational wealth taken, which means a couple of things. One, if you don't have that money in your community, you're not paying taxes for it. Not paying taxes for it, you're not getting better schools. Not getting better schools, kids don't really have a belief that they can go to college. And the ones that do don't have the financial ability to do it, i.e. Pell Grant FAFSA. With that being gone, and the uptick in HBCU enrollment, that's going to stop. Not only will that stop, it's going to be the death knell for the HBCU. Now think about that real quick. The death knell for the HBCU. What does that mean? If over 3/3 or 3/4 of your school relies on one particular way to pay for education, that school will drop. The numbers will drop, which basically will mean you're going to lose your funding. Losing your funding at these schools, which are already in places of low high school diploma, low academic excellence, and that serve minority communities and female communities, means a great loss in the region for upward mobility, which means all the social inequality everybody's fought for, all the availability to have a higher education will be gone. Make no mistake about it. There's also the Department of Education hurts. You may be thinking to yourself, well, what do these schools bring to it? Let's take Xavier for example, if you don't mind. Xavier was ranked the third best Catholic school in the country. Also is one of the schools with the best turnout nationwide for African American veterinarians, African American dentists, female dentists, and those who go on to get full doctorates from other universities. HBCUs are a place where you can start to break the chain. But because the chain was still there, these schools are underfunded. No doubt about that. The people who go to these schools are underfunded. No doubt about that. What we got to figure out is, how do we get the Department of Education to be there for us? Well, according to his own words, the only way you're going to handle the Department of Education after day one is to not vote in Donald Trump. By not voting in Donald Trump, you are making sure that your kids, grandkids, have a future. But hey, what do I know? I'm just Coach Simmons. I want y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful day.